So it's supposed this week to have my good friend and old chavrusa, Avi Friedman, on guest lecture on the podcast. Avi runs a time management coaching business, has been a weight loss coach in the past, and being self-employed in entrepreneurship has given him a lot of nisyonos in Bitachon and a lot of life lessons in just appreciating how his parnasa comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu in a way that getting a steady paycheck week to week doesn't. Found a tie-in to this week's parasha, Seitzei. We have in Chav Gimel Chav. Don't take ribbis from your brother. You could take ribbis from a guy, but not from a Jew. The Isser of ribbis, Avi found an interesting tie-in to the concept of bitachon and self-employment, which he wanted to share with you. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, my name is Avi Friedman. I'm a good friend of Yaakov's, and I'm honored to be a guest on this week's podcast. So I've always had a question about the Isser of ribbis in the Torah. Again, not to take interest from lending out money. I always wonder, why is it really such a big deal? What is really so terrible? Again, obviously, there's a problem of lending interest to your brother. It's not necessarily yashrus, doesn't feel yashrus. But what exactly is the issue? Again, it could be for business. You could do to make money. You're lending someone your money, and they're holding on to it for X amount of time. What really is a big deal? So I saw this fascinating kliyakar brought down, actually in Parshas Bahar, where he also discusses the Isser of ribbis. And he says something fascinating. He says the main reason of the Isser of ribbis is because it's meisir midas habitachon min adam. It removes a person's bitachon. Why? Ki kol bal masa matan einav nesuas el Hashem. Because normal business owners, their eyes are looking towards Hashem. Lefi shehu mesupakim yarviachim olo. Because we're not sure, the business owner looking at his business is not sure if he's going to make profit or not. Aval no same beribis, but if someone gets into the money lending profession and you're lending money with ribis, it's yadua v'katzov, the revach, his profit is guaranteed, and v'somech al ravunu shebiyado min Hashem yasser liba, and he's going to be relying on the profession itself, and he's not going to be relying on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And he also brings down that the reason why you're not allowed to, the Isser of ribbis is not just for the lender, it's also for the person that's borrowing with ribbis from another Jew, is because you're machdias amalve, and you're removing him from bitachon. You're having the lender remove himself from this incredible midah of relying on Hashem, and therefore the Isser applies to the borrower as well. And what's interesting is that Kliyakar also points out, so why is there a discrepancy between lending for a Jew with ribbis and lending for a guy with ribbis, and lending for a guy is mutter, is because he says that there is actually, it's a kol goy chaskaso shu alam v'gazlan, that the goyim have an inherent lack of trust, and we there is a chazaka that they do steal, and therefore, even if you are lending money to a guy, even though it's a guaranteed income, but you can't rely on the income to come back, because you're not sure if he's going to be honest and trustworthy with your money, and therefore the kliyakar says al kein tamid einav nesuas al Hashem latzilo miyado, and your eyes are always looking up to Hashem and hoping that He saves you. And this to me was mind blowing, because again we get into business, and business has ups and downs. Again, I'm a recent entrepreneur. I started a business a couple years ago, and I could completely relate to the fact that, again, business has ups and downs. And what's incredible is what being an entrepreneur has done for me is given me the opportunity to really see the Yad Hashem. Because, again, you can say all we want, that we know that our money is coming from Hashem. It's not coming from individuals. They're just a shliach. But to really feel, again, especially when you're not getting a paycheck, and especially if you are going from deal to deal and you don't have a steady income, it completely changes the way we view money, and completely changes the way we view who's actually the representative and who's actually giving us the money. And a couple of examples that I've had personally in my business. Again, I had one individual I was working with. I got on a call with him, and he was looking to be more productive and be more efficient in his business. And he told me that I'm actually owed over $1 million in unpaid invoices, and if you help me, you'll be able to help me secure those invoices that recover that money, And that would be an amazing thing. And yet, again, my services are nowhere near that price. Yet, I thought in my mind, okay, this guy is a guaranteed customer. He's for sure going to sign as a client because he sees the value. He knows he can get $1 million. It's a guarantee that it's going to be a client of mine. It's a guarantee that I'm going to get money as a result. And turns out Hashem decided he's not going to be your messenger. I've had other individuals that I've tried to work with, and again, very successful people, very well-known, influential people sometimes. And in my mind, what happened was I invested too much into believing that this person is going to bring me the wealth. This person is going to be the one that's going to make me successful. And as a result, a lot of those deals ended up falling through. And I believe that a large part of that was because I was too boteach in that individual. I was too boteach in this is going to be a guaranteed income. This is going to be a golden ticket. This is going to explode my business. And as a result, what happened was Hashem said, you know what? This is not going to be the person for you. And I'm going to demonstrate to you that really the true income and the true potential comes not from other people, but really comes from me, from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And there's other individuals where I thought there's no way this person's going to make an investment. There's no way this person's going to want to work with me. And I remember there's one situation where someone I wasn't planning on working with is a good friend of mine in a coaching capacity, and he actually basically begged me to coach him. He asked me, can you work with me? I wasn't going to even offer my services, but Hashem wanted him to be a shliach for me to work with him and to get parnasa from him. And it's important that, again, these are instances where we have that awareness of, like, we know in theory, we know in practice that Hashem is the one that controls everything. Hashem is the one that is being mefarnes us, and especially as we're getting ready for Yom Noraim, and on Rosh Hashanah, it's decided what is our parnasa, how much are we making, how much are we having expenses from. It's important for us to recognize that it's not what the shliach is. It's not who the shliach is, and it's not what they're giving us that really determines the parnasa. It is so much more than that. And again, there's such clear examples throughout our life and circumstances that we never would have expected, in both ways, in positive ways and in challenging ways. There's always the situations where we feel like, oh, why is this happening to me? Why do I deserve this, or why can't I deserve this? And it's important, especially as we're getting ready for Rosh Hashanah and we're trying to think about how we can improve ourselves, and we can work through areas of our life that we can take on Musar goals, and really work through different areas of our life to make improvements on. Bitachon is a tremendous area of growth. A lot of Sfarim, again, obviously, there's Shar Bitachon, there's the Beis HaLevi on Bitachon, there's another sefer, Becoming a Baal Bitachon, by Rabbi Cheskel Brahma, which I absolutely love and has changed my life. There's a lot of shiurim on Bitachon, and what I found in this past year is that working on Bitachon has been transformative. And there's no way, again, especially with me being in a business where there is no guaranteed income, and really learning how to live with Bitachon has completely changed my life. In a similar way, whether you have a steady job, whether you have a more entrepreneurial background, the recognition and the awareness that we have that this is just a shliach. This person is just a messenger, and if it's not coming from here, it's going to come from somewhere else. Even just today, I got some random check as a tip from one of my family members in camp, a random $25 that came out of nowhere. We never expected. And again, that was determined on Rosh Hashanah that we would get this extra $25. Again, it could be that something else will come and we'll put it in the negative of that $25. It could be we'll have something that costs $50 and there goes that $25. But that's all in the cheshbon of Hashem. That's all coming on these days of Rosh Hashanah. So I want to, again, be mechazik everyone to, especially during the days of Elul, leading up to Rosh Hashanah itself, to really have that hakara, to have that recognition that Hashem is the one that's really determining everything for us. We are just pawns. We are just doing our ashtalis. We're going through the motions, and there really is no connection to what we're doing to the outcome. Hashem is saying, if you do your ashtalis, if you do what's necessary, I will provide for you, whether in the way that you think it will happen or whether in another way. Have a good Shabbos.